Hey everyone, it's Tommy from the Goalie Network, and today I am reviewing a Doug Wager painted mask. Now, Doug Wager goes by Wzlhed, and I'm sure you've heard that name before, and he does a few different things with masks. And so when I got a divot out of my last paint job in this mask, I went to Doug and I said, hey, can you fix this? And he goes, oh yeah, no problem. And then I had him do a paint job, and I wanted to go ahead and review this, even though it's not that complex of a design. He did some pretty cool stuff with this mask, and I'm really excited to tell you about it. So, let's get started. Now, the first thing I want to tell you about this mask is a little bit about the process. And I've had a few masks painted by Doug now, and the process has been the same every single time, and I really appreciate that. Because some mask artists, they take a little bit too much liberty, or they may not do the mask the exact way that you wanted. And that's never what Doug does. You give him a concept, he will do it the exact way that you want it, and he'll improve upon it in a couple ways that will really surprise you. And that's exactly what he did with this mask. Now, obviously, this is not the most complex design in the world. I am playing for a team who is sponsored by a barbecue company, so I figured, well, I'll just get some barbecue splashes on the mask, kind of like the old Oilers masks, and then we'll go from there. And he really kicked it out of the park. Again, it's a very simple design, but he ended up putting some really cool stuff into the mask that really makes it pop. So let me show you up close just how good it looks. Now up close is where this mask really shines. Obviously it's not the most complex design in the world, but he did some things that make the design pop, and that's what I really like. So you can see here that this is not just one shade of red, but there's multiple shades of red here that create a shadow effect. So instead of just making a purely splash mask, we're actually getting some really nice shadows in here that really makes that design pop. He also did the splash in a way that is very natural. So you can see here, he is a master at making sure that everything looks natural, and that way it doesn't look weird, or it doesn't look like, water or another kind of material or liquid on the mask. So it ends up working out really well. Now, another thing that I want to point out is he actually took it upon himself, which I think is pretty cool, to go ahead and dual color my cage. So you can see the outside here is red, while the inside is mostly white. Now, some of this red is rubbing off, but that's perfectly fine. I think it gives it a little bit more character. Now, there's a couple of the things that Doug creates that I use on every single one of my masks because they are awesome. And here's the first one right here. These are called outsider straps. And what it does is it allows you to open up that back plate, and that way you get a fantastic canvas for another design. Now for this one, I chose not to do a design on my back plate just because I didn't have a concept at the time. Eventually I'll send that back to him and I'll have it redone, and this is all open face, ready for that design. And another really cool thing that I like, and I've talked about this a lot in the past, is this custom chin sling. Doug makes these by hand, and in fact he makes them very custom, because you can see here this one actually has a splat design in here, and when I had him do my Star Trek mask a couple years ago, he actually put the Star Trek symbol in here, so that's pretty cool too. So he makes these, and they are extremely comfortable. I prefer to use this Pro Chin Sling because it's not only form-fitting on my face and it keeps you much closer to the cage so you have better sight lines, but it's just more comfortable. So I really love that, and I definitely recommend going to Doug and asking him, at the very least for one. I like to pick up at least 2 at a time since I have a couple masks, and I always have a backup in case one gets a little bit dirty. I hope you all enjoyed the review of Doug's work. I'll definitely put his email address in the description below so that you guys can contact him either for your painting or for your mask refurbishing or the outsiders or the custom chin sling. Any of them, he's absolutely awesome at. So I definitely recommend him for all of your mask needs. So, hopefully I will see you all around and on the forum at goaliecrease.net. I'll put that link below as well. Definitely like, comment, and subscribe, and hopefully I'll see you out on the ice. Good luck.